what to do after you've had a bad business year. So perhaps 2021 was not the amazing year that you wanted it to be. You had some goals, you had some passion, you were like, yes, we're going to get this going with my business. And then it just turned out to be a flop for your business. Well, although that wasn't my year, that wasn't my year this year, but I definitely have been there before. My business was not always like this amazing year, 2021. I didn't start out my, business this year and voila, success. No. And a few years ago, I remember the first year of my business, and I had not even reached 10,000 the entire year. Back in 2019, I made less than 10,000 just within that, the entire year, not even a month, but just like in the entire year, less than 10,000. And so what did I do for 2020 to make it better? And then what did I do for 2021 this year, right, to make that better? Well, we're going to that tonight. And funny enough, or maybe not surprisingly, call it fate, so to speak. But I even have clients now, where in their first year, they're reaching their 10K within just like the first month of their first year. And why? Because what I learned from myself is now helping them to supersede what I had done for myself, right, in my first year of business a few years ago. And so tonight is about getting you and sharing with you these insights on how to recover and turn 2022 into your best business year yet, even if 2021 or 2020 or even 2019 was a flop for your business. Before we get into that, I know some of you are likely new. So welcome. You're listening to Entrepreneurship is a Marathon every Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern with yours truly, Vanessa Zammy, the business defibrillator. And what I do is I consult business owners on how to revive, grow, and scale their purpose-driven business without burnout, without overwhelm, and without failing for another year. Right? Because once my clients start working with me, there is no more failure in store for them when it comes to hitting their sales. Now, this is, you may have seen the flyer in the beginning, but this is episode number 400, the last episode of the year. Also happens to be episode number 400 of the show, Entrepreneurship is a Marathon. I didn't plan it like that, but hey, you know what? Call it great timing for when I decided to have my first episode 400 episodes ago, right? So the topic for tonight is what to do after you've had a bad business year, because the show, right, is called Entrepreneurship is a Marathon. And you might be wondering, why such a morbid topic, Vanessa, on a celebration episode? It's 400. Why are we talking about bad business years? Because I deal in reality. Right. And some of you may not be celebrating your business right now. Perhaps you've had, your last week of the year is not a good feeling for you. Maybe you entered the holidays, spending time with family and friends, and it just, thinking about your business just didn't make you happy. And you're in the last week of the year, maybe you're questioning your business, maybe you've already, started to think about how to end it, so to speak. Well, tonight's about how to keep you moving forward. And I'm going to share with you the insights I share with my clients and also things that I've done within myself as well to recover and turn the next year into a much better year, right? So we're going to go into the top key ways here tonight to turn 2022 into your best business year yet. Now, for those who are listening on YouTube, if you haven't already, subscribe to the YouTube channel below. So what you do is go scroll down. You're going to hit the red button that says subscribe, and you'll be able to get more information, insights on upcoming episodes throughout the year. And we're going to be ramping things up even more in 2022. And so I'm really excited for that. But as always, for those who are regulars on the show, what has been your win of the week? What has been your win of the week, right? Now, this is the last episode of the year. So, hey, what has been your win of the year, right? Comment below and share with the world. Let's celebrate with you. What has been your win of the year for your business? What are you celebrating, right? Maybe it's not sales, maybe it's clients. Maybe it's, the amount of houses you were able to sell if you're a real estate agent. Maybe it's the amount of clients you were able to help. Maybe it's the fact that you just got your website done for your new business, so to speak, right? Maybe it's just the fact that you maybe launched your business this year. Maybe it's that you hired your first team member, right? But what has been your win of the year in your business? And usually we say it could either be business or life, usually I say, but we're going to make it to business night, right? So what has been your win of the week for this year? Type it in the comments. Yes. Win of the year. So my win of the year, my business. This is my win of the year. I would say my win of the year is I did some reflection the past few days, and still connecting with my clients. I'm still connecting with my clients, even now, right? And I'd say my win of the year is just realizing, like I'm doing my life's work, right? And I love my life's work so much so that, speaking to my clients actually gives me fuel and gives me energy. And I remember a time in my business when I had clients and, one speaking with them was like, because they weren't the right clients, right? They weren't the right people I want to work with. And so my win of this year has really been getting to and being in the space, and not just, being in the space today, but being in this space, for the past couple of months, right? At least 6 months, for the past 6 months, just thrilled to be working with my clients that I'm working with and helping them to blossom their businesses and blossom their lives at the same time, and helping them to really make more income, but also more impact in their purpose and in their mission. And so that has been, honestly, that's been a win of the year, is getting to that point within my business where it's like every day, every minute, every second is like a lovely thing to do. So yeah, that's my win of the year, I would say. So what has been your win of the year? Let's celebrate it. If you're watching a replay, I want you to still type it in the comments below. If you're watching on YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, type in the comments below what has been your win of the year. Okay. So if you're watching a replay, hashtag replay. And you're welcome to always ask a question and you'll get an answer no matter what. So yes. So with that being said, let's get into it, right? What to do after you've had a bad business year. So the fact is that, as I shared, it's, I started my business right a few years ago, and the first year definitely was not it was a flop. And I hadn't even reached 10,000 even within like the first year. And so, but point being is that no matter what your sales goals were, for your income goals were for your business, what your vision was, maybe you had a plan to do a store, whatever it may be, but perhaps you're in that space where you have a goal for your business, it's just not where you want it to be or go, and you're just looking at the year like, should you even continue, should you not continue, what's up, what's happening? Well, number one is that if you know that your business is tied to your mission and purpose, then the answer to the question of if you should continue is a yes, right? Yes, that's the end. So if you already know that you are doing something that is tied and connected to what it is that you're meant to do in your business, then you already know the answer to that question is yes, you should be continuing. Period. Great. So now you're like, but Vanessa, how do I continue? What do I do? Great question. So it's very easy, right, after a failure to say, okay, nothing is working. I'm just going to scratch everything out. Like, we're just going to toss it out, throw it in the trash, like, and just throw your hands up in the air and walk away, right? Just like, woo, and just walk away. Very easy to do that, especially after things don't go the way you planned, right? And so, but the fact is that you don't want to do that. And how to avoid doing that is to find the bright light, right? Find the bright light in your business, right? What do I mean by that? Yes, perhaps you didn't, like, overall, maybe, right, you didn't hit the 100K you wanted to for the year. Maybe you didn't, open up that second store that you wanted. Maybe you, didn't launch that third service that you were planning on, or the third product you were planning on launching for your business, right? But chances are there is a bright light in your business, right? Perhaps there's something with the social media that went really well, right? Maybe you essentially found some great business colleagues or networks, right? Maybe you, like, for example, within my year, the year talking about in 2019, right? If you just take 2019 as an example, for my business, it was technically, I think actually that year I had like even less than like even 5K actually that year. And with that being said, it was definitely not a great business year at all whatsoever. But in terms of financial, right? But in terms of other areas, I was able to, the amount of knowledge that I got within that year, right? Just around like real estate and around entrepreneurship. And, and although I didn't like technically have a great like income business year that year, that year I actually wrote my book, right? I hadn't released it yet. It wasn't until the beginning of the next year I released it. But that year I actually ended up writing my book, right? Writing a book. I never thought, it wasn't in my cards or in my imagination that I would become an author. But that year I actually became an author, right? And so now, did I get like some $20,000 book deal? No, I did not. And I wrote my book, and it was turned out to be a great success. Got best-selling status the year after. But essentially that year was the year that I actually became an author and wrote my book, right? And so perhaps I didn't have the 15 clients that I wanted to, right, by the end of the year, but I had a book, right? And that actually worked out well. And then I was able to then turn that and leverage that for years to come and really just say, hey, I'm a best-selling author at the end of the day. And so for the year after, right? And so focusing on that bright light though for that year and then making that into something great and positive or even brighter, so to speak, for the next year, right? And so and that is really at the end of the day how I function in life just in general. I'll say throughout my life it has been definitely an optimistic realistic perspective, so to speak, and so I practice optimistic realism is what I practice. I remember it was one summer, my friend and I were staying in DC for the summer, and we were essentially, she was like walking down, and she was saying something about something, and she was like, at some point she was like, Vanessa, you're so optimistic, right? And she's like the sweetest, kindest like person you will ever meet in the world. She's one of those people, like, right? And she was like, Vanessa, you're just so optimistic. And I remember when she told me that, and I had a vision of myself just like someone in like pigtails, like skipping down, like, right? And I was like, no, I'm not optimistic. What do you mean? Because I was like, no, I do not just like, skip down fields of flowers every day. But right, essentially what I then said, a few minutes later was that I'm optimistically realistic. Because I like putting like words together. That's just the thing that I love to do it then. But yeah, I was like, I'm optimistically realistic, right? And because at the end of the day, it's like, yes, I see the clouds, right? Maybe, I saw that my business had not gotten to where it wanted to go, right? I saw that I had not reached income or level. Like I saw that essentially I was not at a place in my business where I felt confident enough to even quit my job, right? While doing my business. The whole goal of starting the business was to have a space to then enter time and financial freedom, to then eventually go full-time entrepreneurship, to then eventually work on my multi-billion-dollar vision, right? So that was the eventual goal. But I wasn't even anywhere near that that first year, right? And the fact is that then, however, I didn't let it stop me. I didn't say, okay, well, I'm not there, so you know what? Clearly this was like a terrible dream, a terrible thing. Like, let's just scratch it off, throw it up in the air and like, goodbye, right? No. Instead, I said, all right, perhaps I'm not where I thought I should be at that moment, but I have moved some steps, right? There's something good that has happened, right? There are some bright lights that have happened. And for me that year was like, for example, getting the book. For me that year, it was, being immersed in a community of other people who are thinking about wealth and financial freedom, right? And just having that network and having even getting that, even more of that knowledge, right? To then inform my future self, right? On other things to do. And we'll be right back after this short 1 minute break because I know it's a lot. But when we come back, I'm going to share a tactical way for you to now apply this bright light into your 2022 business success, into your 2022 business plan, your business goal setting, all that jazz, right? So grab your notepad. You don't want to miss this. We'll be right back after a short 1 minute break. Chat soon.
Why getting your business back on track is so important now. Vanessa Zami here, and I consult business owners on how to revive, grow, and scale their business without the overwhelm, without the burnout, and without failing for another year. And perhaps that year of failure was this year for you. And you're looking back and you've been frustrated and discouraged. And throughout the year, perhaps you had some short tempers with your kids and with your spouse, with your partner. But that stops now. Are you ready to get back to that time of happiness when you loved your business? Because you know that when your business thrives, you thrive, and everyone else around you thrives as well. My question to you is, how much longer are you willing to wait to unstuck your income, to plan for marketing success, to have a proven business strategy? In other words, how much longer are you willing to wait to make more money, to make a greater impact in your community, in your city, in your state, in your country, in your world? And if you're the ambitious, purpose-driven CEO that I know that you are, you're not willing to wait any longer. You know that now is the time for you. So if you are ready to revive, grow, and scale your business, then click below to apply to my Hustle and Breathe Business Accelerator to take your business to the next level now.
Yes. So essentially, for those who don't know, applications are open to work with me one-on-one in 2022. They've been open for 2 weeks now, and they'll be open for another 3 weeks. So applications are closing soon to work with me and apply to be part of the Hustle and Breathe Business Accelerator, which is my premier program to work one-on-one with purpose-driven business owners like you to really take your business to the next level, right? And it looks like different things for different people, but essentially I work with both product-based businesses and service-based businesses, for-profits and nonprofits. And I work with my clients to really elevate and ensure that they are optimizing the impact that they're making with their business and really forming into the change makers that they are meant to be. So if you would like to apply, you're welcome to head to vanessazami.com. That's essentially my name.com to apply. And I look forward to seeing your application. But with that being said, as promised, right, how can you apply what we talked about earlier was optimistic realism, right? And finding that bright light within your year for your business. And so how do you now apply that optimism into your 2022 business success? And if you have any questions on this, feel free to let me know. And let me know how you're feeling about the video too. React, comment, share, tell a friend about this video and ensure that they are also moving forward in their business so that they can really, truly reach the change and the purpose and the impact and the vision that they're meant to reach, right? But with that being said, how can you apply this optimism to your 2022 business success, right? So once you find this bright light, here's the key. Once you find this bright light is that you need to now, right? You need to now supercharge it. You need to fuel it. What does that mean? As I had mentioned earlier, for example, when I had my book so I became an author, right? That year, I hadn't yet released the book into the world that first year of my business, but I had become an author. And so then what I did though, was at the end of the year, I then set to, come up with a plan and a marketing campaign that would then catapult my consulting business, right? Your Business Catalyst, through which I do the Hustle and Breathe Business Accelerator and the one-on-one consulting, is I then was able to then use that book to then catapult that and really make a name for myself, right, in my business. And so I supercharged that sort of assets and that thing and that bright light of that year, and then became a best-selling author in 3 different categories on Amazon, right, for that year. And so that was how I did that. But with that being said, what does that mean for you, right? That bright light, you need to supercharge it. Whether that bright light is, okay, you're getting increased engagement on TikTok, perhaps. Maybe you're getting, you started a YouTube channel maybe a few years ago and you're still perhaps not monetizing it, but perhaps your viewership, your engagement has increased by 300% in the past year, right? And so how do you supercharge that, right? And how do you essentially leverage that bright light and that success? And the thing is that you want to ensure that you're sticking with 3 goals in 3 months, okay? 3 in 3. 3 in 3. 3 goals in 3 months. When it comes to looking at, okay, for Q1 2022, that bright light that you have, right? What are the three ways that you can then supercharge that light, right? What are the 3 ways that you can then either maybe you revolve your business around it. Maybe you come up with some new campaigns or some new, products or services that center around it, right? But the fact is that is a bright light. You need to supercharge it. That is something that is working. So now you need to optimize it, right? Just because overall, perhaps financially, your business did not reach the goals that you wanted to, does not mean that it was all bad, right? There definitely is a bright light, at least one bright light. You might have even more bright lights, but there's at least one bright light that you can carry into 2022, right? To then pivot strategically and intentionally on your business so that you can then make 2022 an even better year than 2021, right? I mean, the great thing is that maybe you've had a bad business year this year, you can only go up from here. I mean, you can only go up from here, right? And the way to go up from here is to be strategic and intentional about it. And the best way to do that is to get that bright light, right? Find those bright light or bright lights if you have more than one, and find a way to continue those into 2022, but not only just continue them and just like, right? But really supercharge them, right? Really optimize them, really just get into them and make them the best that they can be when it comes to fueling your business, right? And if you're ready to really make 2022 your best business year yet, listen, successful people all have mentors and advisors, right? We are all, you may see people on stage, you may see us on stage, but best believe there's a team backstage, right? And so if you're looking for one-on-one guidance and you've been following me or watching me, whatever it may be, then by all means, I invite you to apply to join the Hustle and Breathe Business Accelerator. It is one-on-one support, so it's not a group coaching program. You do get one-on-one support with me, personalized, customized assistance. I sort of serve as my clients call me, their business advisor, their sounding board, some cases like their co-founder, so to speak, right? And really getting that support that you need to really, get through those thoughts that may be coming up for your business, ensuring that you're not, getting in your own way or self-sabotaging or getting shiny object, but let's ensure that you are moving intentionally and strategically with your business when it comes to your marketing, when it comes to your business model, when it comes to even your time and balancing your business and your life. That's a big part of what I do, is ensuring that you are hustling and breathing. It's the title of the accelerator. But with that being said, my clients call me the business defibrillator because I help bring life back to them and their business, right? And so if you're ready to get life back into you and your business, then I invite you to apply to the Hustle and Breathe Business Accelerator by heading to vanessazammy.com. That's my name.com, essentially, right? vanessazammy.com. And I'll put that link in the comments as well. And why is there an application, you may be wondering? To ensure we are the right fit to work together. That's really what it comes down to, right? Let's ensure that we are the right fit to work together. And that's it. Let's ensure that we are the right fit to work together. And I'm going to put this in the banner right now. My team is on vacation, so I'm just going to do this right there. There we go. Bam. So vanessazammy.com, apply, head to that link and apply to ensure that you are, if you're ready to get that one-on-one support, if you're ready for a personal business advisor to work with you one-on-one to give you and your business the revival and growth and scaling support that it needs, then by all means, you're welcome to reach out. Let's connect. Whether you want to start together in April or you want to start together, next week, right? Apply today so that you at least can show your interest, and I'll definitely be reaching out to you if it does seem like, we could be a right fit together. Application takes less than 8 minutes to submit, to fill out, and it's just questions for us to see if we're the right fit. And by all means, apply today for the Hustle and Breathe Business Accelerator, vanessazammy.com, right? Set into motion your intention to make 2022 your best business year yet, right? And that intention and that motion starts with you taking action and filling out the application here tonight, today, or whenever you're watching this, right? And vanessazammy.com. Yes, applications close in the next 3 weeks. I look forward to reading those of you, those purpose-driven businesses owners who are looking to apply and are looking to take your business to the next level. Then I look forward to reading your applications. And until then, chat with you again soon. For Entrepreneurship is a marathon, right? This may be the 400th episode, but it's not the last episode. So tune in again next Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern, live on Facebook and live on LinkedIn for another episode of Entrepreneurship is a Marathon. Till then, have a beautiful end of year. And I look forward to seeing your applications, right? And with that being said, have a lovely year and chat with you soon.